Let me ask you something. If you had a countdown clock above your head showing the days you had left, would you live differently? Most of us walk through life like we're immortal. We waste time. We waste energy. Not out of malice, but out of this quiet belief that tomorrow will always come. And then one day, maybe when you lose someone or hit a turning point, you realize time isn't a guarantee. It's a gift, and it runs out. So let's talk about that. About how we can spend our time wisely. Not someday, not later, but starting today. Section 1. The illusion of infinite time. Here's something that hit me hard once I really let it sink in. If you live to 82, you'll have about 30,000 days on this planet. That's your entire life, in days. If you're 30, you've already spent over 11,000 of them, and you probably don't even remember most of those days. That number isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to wake you up. Because once you see time as limited, you start treating it with the respect it deserves. You stop wasting full years on people who drain you, on jobs that numb you, on habits that steal your spark. The problem is, we live like we have forever, but we don't. And once you really feel that truth, it changes how you live, deeply and permanently. Remember when you were a kid and summers felt endless? Now it's like, you blink and another year is gone. Here's why. When we experience something new, our brain pays closer attention. That's why childhood feels slower. Everything is fresh. First bike ride, first crush, first heartbreak. Time expands because your brain is recording every detail. But as we grow older and fall into routines, days blur. The brain stops actively recording when nothing stands out. You wake up, do the same work, scroll the same apps, eat the same food. Suddenly, weeks are flying by and nothing feels meaningful. Want to slow down time? Introduce novelty, break the pattern. Travel, try a new skill, have deeper conversations, read something you'd usually skip. Newness makes life feel longer, not in years, but in moments that actually matter. Section 3. The Deathbed Filter. What really matters. One of the simplest ways to realign your life is to use something called the Deathbed Filter. Imagine you're 90, lying in bed, looking back on your life. Would you regret spending more time working late for a job you hated? Would you smile thinking about all the things you bought or the people you loved? When you apply this filter, it becomes painfully clear how much time we waste on things that won't matter in the end, on ego, on status, on chasing approval. So ask yourself, what actually matters to you? Not what looks good on paper, not what your parents expect, not what your friends brag about, but what feels right to your soul. Let that guide you. Section 4. People are the point. If there's one thing every dying person agrees on, it's this. Life is about people. The relationships you build, the love you give, the time you spend really being with someone, not just near them. We often wait for the right time to reconnect, to say something meaningful, to forgive. But life doesn't hand out those perfect moments. You have to make them. Send the message, make the call, say what you've been meaning to say. Time with people you care about is one of the few things that multiplies in value the more you give it. Section 5. Career, ambition, and the trap of later. Now let's talk about something that quietly eats away at people. The idea that fulfillment comes after success. We're told, hustle now, live later. But later becomes this endless horizon that never arrives. We chase titles, money, validation, thinking then we'll be happy. But what if you flipped that? What if your work could serve your life, not the other way around? Early in your career, prioritize learning over earning. Build skills. Follow curiosity. Don't be afraid to pivot. The world changes, and so can you. Chasing stability at the cost of aliveness? That's not a trade worth making. Section 6. Your health is the foundation. None of this matters if you don't take care of your body. When you're young, health feels automatic. But as time passes, the energy you once had becomes something you have to protect. And it's not about abs or aesthetics. It's about being able to do the things you love for as long as possible. Move your body. Sleep well. Eat what makes you feel good, not just what's convenient. These aren't restrictions. They're investments in a longer, more vibrant life. Don't wait for a scare to make health a priority. It's the base layer under everything else. Section 7. Keep learning, keep growing. Stagnation is one of the quiet killers of joy. The most alive people I know, they're constantly learning, not just academically, but emotionally, creatively, spiritually. They ask questions, they read, they explore. They're not trying to be the smartest, they're just curious. Every time you learn something new, you breathe fresh air into your mind. You make life richer. You make you richer. Read more, ask more, try more, stay open, stay humble, stay hungry. Section 8. Emotional mastery changes everything. Here's a truth that changed the way I live. Most emotions only last about 90 seconds, unless you feed them. That anger, that panic, that sadness, it passes, unless you cling to it, unless you replay it over and over in your head. Learning how to feel things without being ruled by them is one of the most powerful skills you can build. It's how you stay grounded in chaos, how you respond instead of react, how you live with clarity instead of regret. Emotional maturity doesn't mean you never feel. It means you feel fully and still choose your path with intention. Section 9. Money and freedom. Let's be honest, money matters, but it's not the goal. It's a tool. The real goal: time, freedom, peace, options. More money doesn't automatically bring more happiness, but less financial stress does. Living within your means, building a safety net, valuing experiences over stuff. These things buy back time, and time is the real currency. Don't chase money blindly. Use it wisely. Build a life that feels full, not just expensive. Section 10. Make something, anything, last thing, create, write something, paint something, build something, record your thoughts, share your story. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be yours. Creating isn't about being famous. It's about leaving a footprint, making sense of the world, making yourself feel more alive. You don't need to change the world. You just need to leave something behind that says, I was here, and I cared. You don't need more hours in the day. You don't need a bigger calendar or a magic pause button. You just need to use the time you already have more deliberately. Because the truth is, life is short, but it's also long enough if you live it with purpose. If you stop waiting for someday and start living for today. So ask yourself, what will you do with your next 1,000 days? Will you spend them chasing things you'll forget a year from now? Or will you spend them building a life you're proud of, one small decision at a time? And no, you don't have to change everything overnight. Start with one thing, one habit, one conversation you've been avoiding, one decision that puts your values above your fears. Because one day, maybe far in the future, maybe sooner than you think, you'll look back. And on that day, you won't care how busy you were, how much you owned, or how many people you impressed. You'll care about how deeply you lived, how present you were, and whether you made this one short, beautiful life count. So start today, even if it's just one small step, because one day it'll be your last, and you deserve to look back and say, that was a life well spent.